What else would you do right now to get this economy moving again? A lot of people are worried about it. Many Democrats have said, and many outside economists have said, we're in a recession right now. Do you think we are?
I think according to what the experts, Bernanke and others, are saying, we're very close to it. In fact, closer to it than we have been, for some time. I think it's very important that we send a signal to the American people. We're going to stop the earmarked pork barrel spending. Is that a huge part of the budget?
To get the economy moving?
But, well, one reason is, in the last 2 years, the president has signed into law $35 billion worth of pork barrel projects. That would have been a $1,000 tax credit for every child in America. Wouldn't it have been better for our economy to give a $1,000 tax credit for every child in America as opposed to a bridge to nowhere in Alaska? And it also has a confidence impact that the American people see their tax dollars being frittered away in wasteful and unnecessary spending, which, by the way, Senator Obama has engaged in heavily, and Senator Clinton has engaged in heavily. They bought in. They're talking about change. I want change to be stop this waste of Americans' tax dollars.
But is that really the answer to the housing crisis we're seeing right now, the credit crunch we're seeing right now, the anxiety Americans are feeling?
I think we got to. I'm glad we did the stimulus package. I think we need to have lower interest rates. I think we need to eliminate the AMT. I think we need to have depreciation in 1 year of business investment. I think we need to reduce the corporate tax rate, which is the second highest in the world, only exceeded by Japan. I think there's a long series of steps we need to take, and many of them we haven't even contemplated yet, if necessary. But having the impact of a tax increase is certainly not one of them. And that is what Senator Obama and Senator Clinton are saying.
They have also said, both Senator Obama and Senator Clinton have said, we need a government fund to provide, to help borrowers who are facing foreclosure on their homes. Good idea?
I don't think so yet. We have the FHA working. We have a number of institutions working with him. But I will be glad to do whatever is necessary to relieve the burden of people who are legitimate borrowers who see their home loan interest payments so high, mortgage payments so high that they can't afford it anymore. But I don't want to reward people who engaged in speculation. And I certainly don't want to reward institutions that engaged in the practice of lending people that couldn't afford to pay back the loan.
But you're open to helping homeowners.
I am open to helping homeowners. I would rely to a large degree on the situation at the time, but also people like Secretary of Treasury Paulson, who the financial markets and a lot of us have a great deal of faith in. If more needs to be done, I'm for doing more.
You mentioned earlier that we needed lower interest rates. Do you believe that Ben Bernanke has been too slow off the mark?
It's hard for me to make the judgment. Usually these judgments are made in the rearview mirror, as we know, but I personally would have liked to have seen those rate cuts earlier. A lot of the people that I respect that are advising me, like Phil Gramm and Jack Kemp and so many others that are on our team, said that they would have liked to have seen it earlier. So I guess I would have to say I would have liked to have seen faster rate cuts and earlier than they were done by him. That doesn't mean I want him fired. It doesn't mean that I've lost
reappoint him if you're elected?
Oh, I think that those terms of office are
2010.
2010. I would have to consider that at the time, obviously.
How about on the issue of climate change? Because you and Senator Lieberman have come out for a bill which would have mandatory reductions in greenhouse gases.
Gradual reductions, yes.
But they are mandatory. Are you sticking by that?
What I mean by that is that it's cap and trade, that there will be incentives for people to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. It's a free market approach. The Europeans are using it now. We did it in the case of addressing acid rain. Look, if we do that, we will stimulate green technologies. I have great faith in the American industry. General Electric, the world's largest corporation, has announced they're dedicated to green technologies. This will be profit-making business. It won't cost the American taxpayer. It'll make profits because we'll move forward with the innovation and ability of American industry to address this issue.
How about the broader frame of this election?
I have the greatest respect for my friend and my colleague, Senator McCain. But I believe that he offers more of the same economic policies, more of the same military policies in Iraq.
Both Senator Clinton and Senator Obama are basically saying, vote for John McCain, you're voting for a third Bush term.
Well, they can, you know, they're free to say most anything they want to. We will wage this campaign on profound and significant philosophical difference.
But how will you be different from President Bush?
Senator Obama was...
How is your change?
Climate change. Climate change is an issue. Spending is another issue. And there's a number of issues. But Senator Obama was judged by the National Journal as the most liberal senator in the United States Senate. I'm proud of being a conservative Republican. We will have a respectful but spirited debate, and the same thing with Senator Clinton. We'll argue about earmarks and pork barrel projects. Why is it that Senator Clinton got $340 million of pork barrel projects? Senator Obama only $92 million. So, but more importantly, we'll argue about whether we should increase your taxes or decrease them. Obviously, I'm for decreases in taxes. Maybe Americans want their taxes increased.
Well, they say they're going to cut taxes for middle-income Americans, only raise them on the wealthy.
Oh, yeah, sure. The wealthy. The wealthy. Always be interested in when people talk about who the, quote, wealthy are in America. I find it interesting. But also, health care. They want the government to run the healthcare system in America. I want the families to make the choice. We're going to have a number of very significant...
They say your plan won't reduce the ranks of the uninsured.
And they can say whatever they would like, but the fact is that if we bring healthcare costs under control and give families choices and have medical malpractice reform,